It's a festival that dates back about 4 decades, at least in Hong Kong. But just like the modern Olympics actually pays tribute to games of more than 1,000 years ago, so this one pays tribute to events over 1,000 years old in China. The annual Dragon Boat Festival was held over the weekend in the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. It brought 46 teams of rowers together, groups ranging from professional dragon boat teams to school organizations. They didn't need to get out of the boat to look like they'd gone swimming, and the races were enjoyed by locals, tourists from mainland China, and visitors from halfway across the world.
It's nice. It's a way to bring the community together. We have a lot in Greece as well, so we like tradition.
And regularly participating has become a personal tradition for one 26-year-old competitor who said she'd grown up with the people she teamed up with to win one of this year's races. Hi, I'm Carl Azuz, thankful to host the World from A to Z for the best audience in news. Next up, it's the tallest and most active volcano in Europe. It's one of the most active on the planet. It's located on the Italian island of Sicily, just off the toe of the boot, and on Monday, Mount Etna blew its top. It was a spectacular explosion, caught on camera from multiple angles. Volcanologists think part of the mountain's crater collapsed, causing the incredible blast of smoke and ash into the sky. We're using words like spectacular and incredible here because even though the scenes were dramatic, and even though the eruption sent some tourists running in fear, authorities said there was no danger to those who saw this in person. The Italian government described the event as an almost continuous series of explosions of increasing intensity, but it didn't threaten the local population, and it didn't disrupt air travel in the region. Even the flows of lava didn't travel farther than they normally go. And despite the fact that Mount Etna's rumblings could be felt in numerous communities nearby, it's something many on the island are more or less used to. This was one of more than a dozen explosive shows the mountains put on in recent months.
World of knowledge. What was the original purpose of the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles, California? Was it a state park, classic film set, lawn care company, real estate ad? Built in 1923 and spelling out Hollywoodland, the famous sign was initially a real estate ad for a posh community.
The American real estate market plays an important role in the nation's economy. Construction impacts the gross domestic product. Home ownership's considered a key building block of many people's wealth. If real estate slows down, it can indicate a slowdown in the broader economy.
An analysis from real estate company Redfin shows U.S. home sellers now outnumber buyers by nearly 500,000. Redfin's Chen Zhao says the seller's market we've experienced since the pandemic is now flipping. High home prices, elevated mortgage rates, along with rising economic uncertainty have buyers being more cautious, and some simply priced out of the market, meaning the days of multiple offers above asking price and sellers offering no concessions may be in the rear view for many cities across the U.S.
We looked at the 50 most populous U.S. metros, and we found that 31 of them are buyers markets. That means in those markets, there's a lot more sellers than there are buyers.
For buyers, unlike the last few years, Zhao says you now have more power to negotiate deals on price, commissions, and more.
You really have an opportunity now. There's a lot more inventory on the market, so you have a lot more to choose from to find a home that you like. And once you find that home, there's a good opportunity to negotiate right now.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Realtors say this isn't the case across the whole country. In some markets, the costs of homes and home ownership continue to climb, and that overall demand for housing continues to exceed supply. On this date in world history, a first from the second U.S. president dates back to June 3rd. John Adams moved into a place called Union Tavern in the year 1800. Why is that significant? Well, before then, the U.S. Capitol had been in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. President Adams' move in early June made him the first American leader to live in Washington, D.C. He stayed at the tavern until the White House was ready. Astronaut Ed White took a walk on this date in 1965. It was part of a mission named Gemini 4, and White stepping out for 23 minutes was historic because it was the first time an American completed a spacewalk. And June 3rd was the date in 2006 when the European nation of Montenegro declared its independence. It had previously been part of Serbia and Montenegro, a loose union once known as Yugoslavia. But on this date, Montenegro peacefully separated from that union and became the nation it is today.
Where in the world? This country used to be part of Gran Colombia. It achieved its independence from Spain in 1811. It's located on the northern coast of South America, and its capital is Caracas. This is Venezuela, a nation whose years of economic struggles have caused many people to emigrate.
Sometimes it's a bath, sometimes a little extra stuffing, or maybe a little less electronic wiring, but always a lot of TLC. Old toys are getting a new lease on life in Venezuela. Hospital de los Peluches, or the Toy Hospital, is a nonprofit that repairs and refreshes old toys to donate. It all began as a simple good deed. In 2017, a teacher in Venezuela's capital city was debating what to do with her children's toys after they, like so many others, had left Venezuela, fleeing widespread violence and poverty. 20% of the population, some 7.7 million people, have fled the country in search of a safer, more stable life. But instead of letting her kids' toys just sit there, or throwing some of them away, the teacher did as these women are doing: washed them, fixed them up, and donated them to children who were patients at the University Hospital of Caracas. The good deed grew. Now dozens of volunteers meet twice a week to help collect, restore, and give away stuffed animals, toys, and educational games. Most volunteers are retired seamstresses. They say the work takes time, but that it's not complicated.
We have all been seamstresses at one time or another. We have all been menders.
Most of the toys are delivered to children at hospitals, schools, or in poor neighborhoods.
There are many children that have never received a toy or a stuffed animal, and a stuffed animal is always a kindness that a child receives.
But some, they go to homes for older people. The toys are for anyone who needs a little bit of affection. And each is sent out with a label that says, "I'm your new friend, and I'm an experienced doll, for I have been played with by another child before. Love me and take care of me, because I will do the same for you." In the past 7 years, the project estimates that it has recycled around 70,000 toys.
Want to start today by recognizing everyone using our show as part of a homeschool program. We've heard from many of you in many places, and we are thankful to be part of your day. We're running with the Mustangs next. Mr. Mlinar's class is with us from Millard North Middle School in Omaha, Nebraska. It's nighttime at Academy Park High School. Mr. Schultz's class is watching from Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania. West Middle School is also here. Great to see the Wolverines of Mount Gilead, North Carolina in Mr. Simpson's class. And Miss Berg, big hello to you and the students of Silas High School. The Rams are roaming Tacoma, Washington. What day is it?
June 3rd is celebrated as National Repeat Day. June 3rd is celebrated as National Repeat Day. It's a time for an encore of the activities, movies, or foods you love.
In Spain, there's a festival named La Tomatina that involves revelers flinging tomatoes at each other. In the South American nation of Colombia, there's a festival named Gran Tomatina. And well, it's also something that's a challenge to clean up. Locals say the festival celebrates the livelihood of a Colombian town whose economy is largely based on tomato production. The event attracts tens of thousands of visitors and doesn't just waste food. The 45 tons of tomatoes used here are overripe or unsuitable for eating. Juiced up and souped up, not a seed is wasted though. From their heads to tomatoes, participants are pasted from a fruit, or is it a veggie that gets sliced, diced, and mashed up in a form of puree fun that's won when everyone wears ketchup? They're not canned or chopped, they're simply slopped when people start to toss them in a fight that saw such ripened rivalry that made it sauceum. I'm Carl Azuz, cooking up puns and rhymes on the world from A to Z. It means the world to have you watching.